aka Roman Silver. We've been going through this track after its start.
So Matt had listened to some of my demos, I believe, and then you got in contact. And, here I am, stoked to be on the Mad Zoo compilation. It's a fire compilation. If you haven't heard it, check it out. I'm from Southern California. I'm not from LA, but I'm near LA. I'm in Orange County. I was born and raised in the Inland Empire, specifically Murrieta, which is about, the best way to put it would be it's an hour in between San Diego and LA. Okay, so we got the drums. Let's play some of these drums.
So you started with the drums.
So I started with the drums. Here are the drums soloed out.
And yeah, so that's two kick layers.
Two kick layers. Okay, so we got this top end here, which is just like a real funky, that's stereo side of it. We got this,
So yeah, like last week's stream, it's direct hit layered with a room or stereo sample.
Exactly.
To make it give it space.
Yep.
And that's the key to good drums.
Yeah. And then I had also mentioned this sidechain. I use the same sample for my sidechain, and everything's sidechain pretty heavy. I think, here it is. So ratio all the way up, all the way down. I don't know. I tend to do that a lot. Most of everything that isn't like drums or effects is going to be sidechain pretty hard.
I even sidechain the effects. I like to have nothing on my hits.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely nothing.
It makes those kicks just smack. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Did you use any hardware on this track?
This one, no, I don't think so. Because I think when I made it, I didn't even really have much at all. Or I think I was like in a transition period. I might have been moving, and so yeah, I think I made this in my living room, to be honest. Yeah, just sitting on it and going back and forth to a studio. But we got this weird hat here. Definitely, which we uncovered with a G Jones sample. Yeah. Should I just show it?
It's from Time, right?
Yeah. See. There you go. But it's tucked pretty far back, and it gave kind of a cool effect just putting it on that downbeat. So,
I mean, the thing about sampling other people's work like that is electronic musicians can't get upset about that because that's what we do.
Yeah, I know.
All the Amen break was sampled from a track years ago.
Exactly.
It's
from the original Amen break, right?
Yeah. At what point is it taking something, or at what point is it just adopting it and switching around?
Yeah, and I think that's been a common theme so far is just explaining how it's okay, and definitely go ahead and do it. Just make sure you're doing it respectfully, So next we had moved on to the instruments, and I might add, which I said earlier, is I like to keep my projects pretty organized. So red is drums, blue is all my instruments and synths and whatnot. Yellow is going to be vocals. Pink is my sub. And orange is effects. So that's just how it kind of goes.
Is the sub layer empty? Because
it might be.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah. But you know what? I did notice something though. I remembered that there was this sub in here. So there might be some times where I'll include it in the instruments, but eventually it'll get bounced out to this same layer or some, So yeah.
Yeah, I used to have a bad habit of not separating my subs, and
my
sub would always sound, the bass would always sound weird.
Right. Because you're doing a bunch of EQing stuff on the entire thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, it's better to separate out because you want to treat the sub as little as possible, and
Mhm.
you want to, you know, then have all the freedom you want with the other layers.
Yeah, you want to be able to do whatever you want to do with that high end there. So the instruments here, we've got. So we started off with this bass, which was it's just analog, Ableton's analog, and I purposely uh, kept it very minimal, as I was saying earlier, and I just added this like tape noise over it. That was all kind of, you know, um, that was done on purpose. So, and then it gets just kind of it kind of progresses from that super minimal, you know, it just like a super minimal vibe to like, you know, you add this element, you add that, and eventually it just keeps adding layers, you know. So.
So you want to talk a bit about how the bass is sort of unquantized versus the
Right.
rest of the track.
So yeah, so this bass here, if you kind of look at it, it's so I tried to make it pretty off grid. I mean, some of them actually might be quantized, but I think yeah, I don't know, but pretty much I try in this instance I try to make the bass kind of off grid and just kind of weird and give it a different feel, whereas the drums are pretty, for the most part, pretty quantized. You know, because I was saying how a lot of people do have their drums off grid to give it like a, you know, some swing and everything, and that's awesome, and I do that a lot too. But you know, if you try to give maybe something else some swing, it could really add something new, something unique. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's one of the things I liked about this track straight away is that
Yeah.
at first I heard the like bass
Yeah.
and I'm like, well,
You're like, what the
this
heck?
is kind of wrong. But then as it goes
Yeah.
on, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Because everything else is quantized and
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of
intentional.
it was supposed to be kind of like almost like it was wrong. Like the beginning was like, what is this? It doesn't sound like it's right. It doesn't sound like it would fit anywhere, you know. And then it kind of just all comes together, like, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
That Amen break sample that you have in there, by the way,
yeah.
is that just taken from a sample
Let's
pack, or
see.
did you go and get the actual original Amen break?
No, I didn't. But I think yeah, this was just a sample. I think I just chopped it up a little bit. Just did some filtering.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amen break rarely needs a lot.
Yeah. No, I know, dude. Like, I definitely use it in a lot of my tracks. And then I did some weird kind of. I used that Amen break here. So let's see.
Yeah,
I think we got Corpus here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got Corpus, and then just some filtering.
I love Corpus for like doing films and stuff.
Just automating the dry wet, you know, and then maybe it's
For those that don't know, Corpus, if you put it on pipe or tube setting, they're comb filters, both plus and minus comb filters, positive and negative comb filters.
Yeah.
But they sound like no other comb filters
Right.
I've ever heard. So,
Yeah.
You could do a lot with it.
It's supposed to like model, like each one of these is supposed to like actually model a physical object, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, like, yeah. So beam would just be like a beam, you know. If you have like some sort of beam, you got pipe, tube. It's literally exactly what you would think of if you had like some sort of signal.
Mm-hmm.
Beam,
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Do you ever use it when you're like making drums, making drum samples, like to add like a ring?
Right. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll use it for anything. If I just sometimes I'll just throw it on and see what I can get, you know, regardless.
There's another cool trick I learned with Corpus is that if you open up the extra settings,
Where?
there,
Yeah.
and you get MIDI from a source, you can actually like, say you want your sub or something to be fatter, you can put the MIDI routed to that.
From there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Holy
And then
shit.
You click the frequency.
Down here.
Yeah, and then
Last
and
or
then-
slow. What would that?
Well, low would be the lowest
sorry.
note in the MIDI, and then last would just be the last
PB
MIDI note,
range,
like the pitch bend range.
pitch bend range. Okay.
So like if your MIDI information is pitch bending, you can set it to pitch bend more or less on the corpus,
Damn.
which is really cool because you can have another synth playing something and then have this corpus on another element, and it adds
Affecting-
like the melodic.
Right.
It does it in notes, and you'll notice that it changes from a transpose instead of a frequency.
Dude, that's some next level
Yeah.
shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, I use that since I found that out. I was like, how the hell did I
Yeah.
not know? So what did you? Oh yeah, it was analog for those bass.
Analog was made for the basses. It was pretty random. I just think I had just opened it up one day, and I think, like I said, I tend to work in a linear fashion, so I think I had just started with that. I just opened it up, played the melody, and just probably told myself, all right, let's see what I can get out of this. Let's see how far I can go, you know? And duplicated this, and then did some layering here with the same, pretty much the same bass, and then just switched it up, and then added this thing here, this lead. Which is silent, yeah.
Yeah, and you use timeless in interesting.
Timeless.
ways.
Yeah, timeless. I didn't really use it too crazy here. I think just there might have been just a pretty big delay here. But like I was mentioning, yeah, dude, crazy. You can get some insane effects from that.
Yeah, because essentially what a flanger is just very short delays, and
Right.
you know, with timeless you can modulate things in
Yeah,
any way you want.
you can get real crazy
Yeah.
down here, you know, in this modulation tab. And then I was going through this earlier, so I tucked this one pretty far back, and you know, it does make a pretty big difference. Like if you didn't really notice it, like, some simple transposing right there.
It's cool because I would have thought that was a synth. But
Yeah.
it's just a trans.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you need to use the most unexpected thing to
Yeah.
get the best expected.
Yeah. I think I had like a hard time tuning this or something, and I mean, I just pitched it up to some tones, but like, yeah, I remember specifically this sample was giving me issues, but I was just messing around with it so much, and then I did that transpose, and then I was like, oh man, this just fits. Sometimes, you know, you'll be working on something, plug in a sample, if you mess around with it enough, something will just kind of click, you know.
I guess the instinct in that instance would have been to just draw for a sine wave, and
Right.
but you came to that conclusion through messing around with that sound, and then the effects at the bottom.
Effects at the
Just,
bottom. So this tape noise, which starts it off.
The tape noise, is it from a tape emulation plugin or an actual tape?
No. This is I think it's from Massive, yeah, because I
Okay.
froze it. Yeah, froze that one. Flattened it. Some simple risers.
Oh, that's
Yeah, like some of these things, I don't even know why I put in, but they definitely fit after like just kind of moving them in the right place. I think they might be pretty off grid too. So
just the right amount of detail and interest without going overboard.
What's that?
It just adds the right amount of detail and texture.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Some of these just laser shots or whatever, they just kind of add. Okay, so what I was explaining with the vocals earlier is there's actually not a whole lot in this project, but in the section that I did use them, I tried to. So I like to just kind of have spots that are just left open, So this part kind of, it didn't break down here. It doesn't break down here. It kind of builds up, and then I just leave a gap. There's nothing, and then I have it's almost like the vocals are stuttering with their just manual automation, volume automation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It sounds like there's a reverb after the volume automation.
Yeah.
Is it a? Oh, do you have a send effect?
Yeah, I think. No, because this would have shown me that it was automated, but
I mean,
it was probably done in the master. Because I know what you're talking about. It kind of sounds.
Reverb?
Yeah, it sounds like the reverb just comes in super heavy, right here. Yeah, I don't think it's in this project.
No, I mean, is it? Yeah, I think it is sending to a return.
Yeah, there's a little bit of reverb.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. But yeah, in the final song, in the final version of the song, there's definitely there's a big reverb washout. I think it's right here. It's right here. It just kind of washes out, but it's not even in.
So you did that in post.
In post, yeah. Yeah, this sample was pretty chopped up here. I definitely.
Did you do anything for the reverb, or is it just reverb?
It's I think it's just Pro R. I think I have. Yeah.
With Pro R, you can do so much in the.
Yeah. Pro R is really cool, and I've definitely been using it a lot lately. But what was I using before? There was another. No, but I have been using that. Not Valhalla Vintage Verb. That one's dope. I've been using that one a lot lately. So FabFilter Pro R and Valhalla Vintage Verb is dope. I do like Valhalla Room, but I feel like it's just a little abrasive,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's it's not as soft and subtle.
Yeah, it's
Pro.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make Pro R sound like Valhalla.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, so there's no reason to use Room if you have this, So
I still like Room because of its immediacy, and it's just for the way you use Dimension Expander, I'll use Room.
Just throw it on.
Because you can play with the size.
And also I like seeing the EQ here rather than just turning a knob. In Valhalla Room, you just change the low end or the high end. You just cut it out with just one knob. You can't actually see what's going on. So I like that a little bit better.
Yeah, and here you can actually set the decay rate of each frequency.
Exactly.
Rather than
for sure
for Rochelle.
Yeah.
So
Pro R, way more versatile.
Well organized.
Yeah.
This was made before Ableton 10 came out.
This was before Ableton 10. Yeah. So I had to save it as an Ableton 10 project yesterday. I hadn't opened it in a while.
Well, yeah. I guess nowadays it would all be in 4 groups and.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Just groups within groups. You know what I mean? But I have this cool sound echo. I just put rave. That's what I thought. I don't know why. I think it was literally. See, there's another just sample that kind of added some texture. I don't know why there's so many breakpoints here. Maybe I just
you drew it in.
Yeah.
That's cool. Sometimes you gotta do it the hard way. Yeah.
But this sample right here, definitely, if it wasn't in there, it would sound a lot different.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, it's again really subtle, but it just because it's layered with the drums doing sort of the same thing.
Right, and that's another thing I was going to say is what I do a lot is I will do things like this where, I'll kind of let something ride out and I'll do some, maybe make a big delay and then kind of automate the volume so that kind of fades out while something else is being automated to come in, like something has a big delay and I'll like reverse it. I'll bounce it out, reverse it, and kind of let that kind of ride in.
Yeah.
It kind of just makes everything just feel like they're all kind of morphing together, just kind of blending together. It gives a cool feel to it,
This is something I notice a lot of people, including myself, doing is that, taking bits of audio, putting a new channel and putting delay or reverb, and then reversing it. And even if sometimes it'll be short delays, short reverbs, and sometimes it'll be really long, like risers.
Exactly.
And, like I was making the analogy before of how in animation you have this push and pull thing where if the character's pulling back to punch, they pull back first and then and it goes with every movement in animation.
It's like the same thing, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So thank you very much for showing
us
inside your
for sure.
your track.
Sorry, it was a bit laggy. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. Hope you guys like the song. Shout out to Matt.
And check out Roman Silver's other stuff because it's really awesome.
Thanks, we appreciate it.